It's not like anyone watched it. Hello and welcome back to News Hit, the weekly show about Finnish and global news. As always, I'm your host, Ray Zambino. In the news this week, a wooden dildo maker defends her state funding. Tea Latvala is the founder of a startup called Te Amo, a company specialising in wooden dildos and anal plugs, and has received €200,000 in government funding. She says she wants to be treated like every other startup. Well, luckily for her, just like every other startup, this one is also full of dicks. I guess you could consider this €200,000 some sort of stimulus package. Since her line of wooden dildos has been a success, she's considering branching out. Apparently, she has to wake up early to collect the morning wood. Maybe one day in Lapland they will erect a statue to her. It's not a surprise that the government funded this. It's just another way of telling people to go f themselves. Our next story is, foreigners in Finland are struggling to find work in what is being described as the most obvious news ever. Immigrants job hunting in Finland say they face a language barrier as well as discrimination with respect to pay and contracts. Some foreigners have even gone as far as starting their own news satire show. I'm kidding. You think I get paid for this? Please like and share. EK's Tanya Sosiluoto said, "We at EK have suggested that we should make it a criteria to receive benefits in Finland that you learn the Finnish language, not that you just go to a course. It would not be enough that you go to a course, but that you actually know the language." However, she doesn't make any mention of Finland's other national language, breathing in while still speaking. So anyway, the next story. The EU Parliament calls for medicinal cannabis to be covered by public health care. So the EU Parliament is making a law that makes it easier to get weed, but what even are laws, man? This would mean that Kela would partly cover the costs. This may be a problem in Finland as the tax will be too high. Many cannabis users are wondering just how far back you can apply for these payments, although on further investigation, this would not actually be the first time that Kela money goes towards someone's weed. There are many backers of a more liberal prescribing of medicinal cannabis, mainly Tafel, Fazer, and every single pizzeria. This news could make my neighbour in Galio a licensed pharmacist. He would open a new pharmacy called Aptoki. If you lose your license, no worries, it's in the cloud. Pilvesa. According to the members of the European Parliament, cannabis has several medicinal effects, such as dealing with mental illness, epilepsy, and taking the edge off Brussels. And finally this week, fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld has passed away at 85. Karl Lagerfeld was most well known from his work at Chanel. He was very important in the company, but not that high up. He was maybe Chanel number 5. He appeared as a character in Kim Kardashian's Hollywood smartphone game in 2015, and that is when he truly died. He will live on forever through the clothes he designed and put his heart and soul into. This is due to the fact that he is actually a dark wizard. I've been your host, Ray Zambino. Thank you, and good night.